The following program is brought to you by Wightman TV and Bruce Telecom.
Hi, I'm Dee Dee Eurig, and I'm the Community Animator with the Mount Forest and District Chamber of Commerce. Let's see what's happening in Mount Forest. Here with me now is Michelle Arruda. She is a Direct Service Coordinator for Victim Services Wellington. Thank you for joining us today, Michelle. We're going to talk a little bit about Victim Services and what's going on in the area.
Okay, the first thing that's really important to mention is that we started a new program April 1st, and it's called the Victim Crisis Assistance Ontario, and that involves our volunteers that we have in our program.
So, and we're going to probably speak a little bit about volunteers, because I understand that this is a shout out because you're recruiting volunteers in the North and Centre Wellington area.
We are. This is a pretty crucial time for us. We have 25 existing volunteers, but with summer coming and people having holidays and just the normal goings on of life, we really are looking for some more volunteers in the county, both north and down to Fergus-Elora area, just basically as many as we can in the small communities.
So what type of volunteer would you be looking for, Michelle? What criteria would they have to fill?
Okay. What we need, anyone over 20 years old, and then it goes, we don't have a maximum age. They need to have access to a vehicle, to a cell phone, and to internet, so we can communicate effectively with them. We're looking for people that are problem solvers, that want to help. They're being sent out to scenes of, say, a sudden death or an accident. Any tragedy or tragic circumstance, our volunteers are going out to. So we're looking for people that, are resilient and very empathetic.
So maybe we could just talk a little bit about that. So let's say a volunteer was heading out to an accident scene or something like that. How would they be able to help the victims?
Okay. The way it happens is emergency personnel would call us, and we would send out a team of 2 volunteers, and they would go on scene. So let's use a sudden death, for example. The victims are asked if they want volunteers to come, and when they say yes, volunteers can do anything from making a cup of coffee, sitting down, listening, taking that time with the victim so that the police can do their investigation, and anything in between, helping them make phone calls and helping them make arrangements that maybe they didn't even realize that they needed to do. So it's hard to really pinpoint what a volunteer can do because it changes with every scene.
So having said all of that, I would imagine there's some training involved. So how much training would they have to go through, Michelle?
Okay. We do a really comprehensive training. It's approximately 50 hours. We do in-house. We get a lot of presenters from the community agencies to come talk to them. We get police officers to come in and let them know what they are going to expect. And as well, the online modules are another portion of it. So it's about 60-40 between the modules and the in-class. And then they're ready to be crisis responders at the end of that training.
Terrific. So how would somebody reach you then, Michelle, if they were interested in volunteering for Victim Services Wellington?
Okay. You can either reach me at the Tiviotdale office at 519-417-1235 or go to our website. It's vswguelph.on.ca and check out just to see if you're the right fit.
That's terrific. Thanks so much, Michelle. So if anybody's looking for volunteering, Victim Services is just a phone call away.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Here with me now is Kate Rowley. She is one of the directors at the Mount Forest Museum and Archives. Welcome, Kate.
Thank you very much, Dee Dee.
We're going to talk a little bit today about what what's being shown at the Museum and Archives?
Well, it's always changing. Right now, we are just finishing off a education exhibit, which is really about all of the local schools in the Mount Forest and area and its districts, and that will change into a really exciting display coming up, which is all about sports heritage. We're going to tie it into upcoming Doors Open, which is a province-wide celebration of Ontario sports heritage, and we in Mount Forest have a great deal of interesting and fun and community-oriented sports heritage. So it's about to be sort of transformed into a brand new exhibit. So which is always exciting for us.
So who are we talking about with your sports exhibit?
Well, the key to us is to represent everybody. So men, women, children, community and school sports. Popular ones will definitely be the Hickory Hockey League, which ran in the 50s, a rural hockey league. Some say the best hockey players of that era. We've got some great photographs, and then also softball leagues. The women's softball league, they were very competitive and wonderful sportswomen. And then we also go back to one of the earliest female hockey teams, 1906, I think, when they played in full-length skirts and sweaters. And it's hard to believe, but even then they looked like they were pretty competitive. So.
Well, I sure look forward to seeing that.
It will be really exciting, and I think sports is just one of those universal themes that attracts all ages, and I think everybody will find a little bit of themselves in it.
So yes, Kate, so when's the Doors Opening happening?
That Doors Open is always the last the last Saturday of September. I'm not sure of the date, but it is, and that will be involving a whole group of sites in Mount Forest that will be having specific and wonderful sports heritage exhibits.
So more information will follow on that, I'm sure.
Absolutely. It's still all in the planning stages, but I know that the curling rink is going to be participating, and the arena, of course, will have a lovely display both with our help, and then anybody can come here and see lots of great photographs as well.
Kate, where do you get the material to place these exhibits?
Well, that's the town. The citizens have been unbelievably generous. Sometimes it comes when families are undergoing changes and they're moving from old family homes, and they know that they're sitting on some real treasures that they want to be protected and preserved. Sometimes we go to estate sales and find real treasures that really should stay in Mount Forest, particularly those that represent past industries and businesses and things that are no longer with us. It could come from it comes from a lot of different places, but even the local thrift store occasionally will know that it's looking at something that probably should have come to our back door, not theirs. So it's all sorts of places, but mostly it is the citizens of Mount Forest who know that they have a little bit of local heritage that should come here.
Great. So if anybody, has an attic full of stuff, just kind of go through it. And if you want to donate it to the Museum and Archives, please do so.
Yeah, we prefer it if you go through it at home. But even some people have brought boxes and boxes, and that's okay. That's part of our job too. We've got 40 strong volunteers here, and they love to do that kind of thing.
Terrific. Now, with all these volunteers that you've got, and you must have a lot of events that are happening. So what's happening?
We do. Coming up in a couple of weeks, we have our Victorian Tea, very popular community event. This is only our second one, but I can feel the buzz already. And just a really popular event here. It kind of suits us. It gives us a chance to show off some of our collection. We hold it here in the Jean Weber Reading Room, which is where we generally do all of our work of cataloging and preserving our collection. But for that one day, it is transformed into a tea room, and we serve great food. All of our volunteers work very hard to make it happen, and the proceeds are about the archives making enough money to purchase more archival supplies so that we can protect our treasures even longer, and with real archival grade supplies, and they're very expensive. So it's just one of our fundraisers that helps us do that.
So, Kate, when is the Victorian Tea being held this year?
This year it is Wednesday, May 13th from 1 p.m. till 4 p.m. We have shortened the hours a little bit. Last year it just went on for a very long time, and I thought a couple of volunteers were going to perish by the end of it. So we've just sort of made it the 3 hours. But still lots of time to come in. You can come in for a little light lunch or an afternoon tea. We had a lot of the local businesses participating. Just they took some time off for a cup of tea in the afternoon. So it was really nice.
Great. I'll make sure that I'm there again this year, Kate.
That would be great, Dee Dee.
Fantastic. And I know Jean certainly would be proud of all of this. That's for sure.
I always like to think she would have loved the tea, because it's everything she loves. Very social. It revolves around food. And it's here in the Jean Weber reading room that, for us is the most special room in the archives.
Absolutely. So, Kate, if anybody wanted to contact you, let's say for more information about the Victoria Tea, or if they just wanted to come in and see the archives, how would they get in touch with you?
They can reach us by telephone. Do you want the phone number? 519-323-4755. We have a machine here, even though some of our public hours are limited. There's usually a volunteer in the office. So they can do that. We are also online at archive@mfheritage.ca. And they can always come in anytime, and just sort of sometimes you can luck out and find some of our great volunteers here, but we are open to the public every Wednesday afternoon, 1 till 5. The Victorian Tea is also widely advertised by our now well-known poster of a very Victorian lady sipping tea. So once people see that, then I think the excitement starts to build.
So, Kate, maybe you could just explain to us what room we're in now and what's on display.
Sure. This is the War and Remembrance Room right now. This started about a year ago. It's a wonderful combination of what we had in our own collection, as well as throwing it out to the community and saying, what would you like in your War and Remembrance Room? And some really lovely family things have come in. It connects our local soldiers that went over in both World War I and World War II to their families, to their farms, to their schools. So it's not such a distant thing. They're not just soldiers in here. They're Mount Forest and Egremont and Con boys who just got caught up in the World Wars. But it's a nice room for school groups to see, and we're going to keep it sort of turning over and maintaining it as the War and Remembrance Room through the centennial of World War I. So another 2 or 3 years of ever-changing, but and evolving, but representing what was really going on in town 100 years ago.
Wow, that's fantastic. I really must thank you, Kate, and all the volunteers and directors on part of the museum and archives for preserving the history in Mount Forest and the surrounding area.
Oh, that's nice to hear. I am only one of a very large and growing army of people who just care about local heritage and think that there's something to be learned in studying our past, and also really embracing it and celebrating much of it as well.
And we will certainly keep in touch, and we always look forward to seeing what's going to be coming in the future with displays.
It's always changing. We try to, it does take a lot of work, so once we get something up, it does tend to stay close to a year, but we have lots of themes on the go and lots of ideas ahead, so just stay tuned.
Great. Thanks again, Kate.
You're welcome.
I'm here with Dave Vervoort. He's the therapist at the Mount Forest Family Health Team, as well as Brenda. She's the chair of the board of directors for the Rainbow Chorus. Dave, maybe we could start with you, and you can fill us in on what's going on up here at the Family Health Team.
Great, thanks, Dee Dee. So I'm the chair of the H.O.P.E committee, and H.O.P.E stands for Healthy Opportunities, Promoting Empowerment, Destigmatizing Mental Health. And we look locally at breaking down stigma up here in Wellington North. So as the chair of the H.O.P.E committee, we wanted to do a fundraiser, so we asked the Rainbow Chorus to come join us. So I want to talk a little bit about H.O.P.E and who we are. So the H.O.P.E committee, we're a collaborative grassroots committee, and we started about 4 years ago. And we are a diverse group of people, social service providers, as well as community members, and we come together to educate and to make people aware of community resources locally addressing mental health needs.
Yes, and I would imagine, Dave, that in the rural and the Wellington North, it's hard to reach these people. So, in your view, has it been successful? How has that been coming along, been reaching the community about H.O.P.E?
It's been wonderful. In the last 4 years, we've done a number of different projects and fundraisers. The fundraisings that we've done so far is we've raised over $4,300 in a number of initiatives. So some of the initiatives we've done are Permission to Laugh, which was one of our first initiatives, and that looked at bringing together some people from Spark of Brilliance in Guelph. And they came up here. All the comedians had lived experience with mental health, and they ended up poking fun at their idiosyncrasies. So they made fun of their medications, their diagnoses, their doctors, people like me, their therapists, all to destigmatize or break down barriers of mental health. Another fundraiser that we held was breaking the silence of mental health. So we asked a number of professionals and lay people to come together and talk about their mental health experiences and how they live life. Again, to tell their story and to allow people to know their experiences. And the last one I want to mention is about 2 years ago, we had Dinah Christie, a well-known local artist, come in, and she did a performance for us. And she sang and told jokes and talked about experiences of mental health. And we were able to bring the community together. So this is our opportunity to do our next fundraiser, and we've asked the Rainbow Chorus to come join us on June 6th at the United Church in Mount Forest. So I want to introduce Brenda now, and she can talk about the Rainbow Chorus.
Terrific. Thank you so much, Dave.
Thanks, Dee Dee.
Okay, Brenda, yes, so if you could just fill us in on Rainbow Chorus.
The Rainbow Chorus began in 1994, so this is our 21st season, and it's the Waterloo Wellington Chorus of gay, lesbian, bisexual, transgendered individuals and friends. And these individuals get together mostly because everyone likes to sing, but a lot of it is the GBLT aspect of the chorus, and it provides a family or a community for them, and it just is a wonderful place for them to be. It's free of any stigma or any slurs, and it just provides a very safe, warm, welcoming, wonderful experience for the GBLT community. Those individuals are very, very positive about providing outreach in Wellington and Waterloo counties, in that we perform all over the counties and try to bring our open lifestyle and our joy of living into those performances that allow the public to see the GBLT community not as a threat, but as a common human being, that we all want the same thing in life, in that you want love and you want security and friendship and family, and that it isn't a threat. It's simply, this is who we are, and we're just humans wanting that basic need. And so we have members from rural areas. Myself from Mount Forest travels to Guelph once a week to do practices, and we have members coming. Sometimes we have them from Hamilton, sometimes we've had members from London, from all over Waterloo County, Wellington County, Guelph, Kitchener, Waterloo. And these individuals are farmers, they're lawyers, they're professors, they're social service workers, they're retired people, they're individual business owners, and we all come together for that common purpose of singing and promoting the Rainbow Chorus itself and its message.
That's wonderful, Brenda. So the Rainbow Chorus, where do you normally perform?
We practice at Harcourt United Church in Guelph every week, and we have a performance there, and we perform at Knox Presbyterian Church in Waterloo. And this year, because of the H.O.P.E committee, we're performing here in Mount Forest at the United Church, which is just an absolute thrill for chorus members to be coming here.
So what type of music are you singing?
This term, it varies every time. Our artistic advisory committee chooses the music and the theme, and it's hard work for them to come up with different themes over 21 years, let me tell you. But this year, this term, the theme is Canadian music, so it's either composed or arranged or sung by Canadians, and then interspersed in that music will be stories of the choir members' experiences of Canada. So it brings it down into a little more personal note when we tell our own stories, and that seems to be a really big audience pleaser.
Well, we'll certainly be looking forward to that, Brenda and Dave. Maybe you could just once again let us know when and where it is.
It's here in Mount Forest United Church on Queen Street, June 6th, 7:30 p.m. Put it on your calendar, put it in your date book, put it up on the signs in town. We're here.
That's wonderful. Thanks so much. Is there anything else you'd like to add, Dave?
Yeah, you can get tickets in advance at Walsh's IDA Pharmacy or M&M Meats on Main Street in Mount Forest. Really hope that everybody comes out to this performance and supports not only the Rainbow Chorus, but also the H.O.P.E Committee, so that we can continue to offer education services and resources in the Mount Forest, Wellington North area.
So, Brenda, let's say if somebody wanted to be a part of the Rainbow Chorus, how would they do that?
Well, we have 2 terms in a year. One begins in September, and then the series of concerts are at the end of January. And then the second term begins the beginning of February, and the series of concerts are usually in May, beginning of June. So usually with the first 3 weeks, we have people come and join, and they can come the very beginning and see if they like it and then join, or they can just get gung-ho and join right up the very first day. So it's always published on our website, which is www.rainbowchorus.ca, and so it notes that the upcoming rehearsals are when and where, and always at Harcourt United Church in Guelph.
Okay, that's great. Thank you so much. So, Dave, if you wanted to add something about H.O.P.E.
Yeah, so we did a visioning for the next 4 years for H.O.P.E and just wanted members of the community to know that we're heading towards strengthening awareness and more education. We're also looking at expanding our outreach to social service workers and bringing more awareness of mental health concerns to them. We're hoping to bring practical assistance around financial literacy to members of our community, because we know there's a direct relationship to one's well-being in relation to finances. And we're also looking at community events like Fun Days locally. So if you're interested in joining the H.O.P.E Committee over the next 4 years, please call me at the Mount Forest Family Health Team and introduce yourself. Thanks so much, Dee Dee.
Thank you, Dave, and thanks, Brenda.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us in Mount Forest for What's Happening. For further information, you can contact us by visiting our website at www.volunteermountforest.ca or by calling the Chamber office at 519-323-4480. We do have some upcoming events that I'd like to tell you about. Wellington North Fire Services, the Fire Chiefs Gala. It's Thursday, June 4th, 2015, being held at the Mount Forest and District Sports Complex. It's in benefit of the Louise Charities Marshall Hospital Foundation. Tickets are $100 per person. There's live auction, live entertainment. For more information, you can RSVP at 519-323-3333 before May 4th. We also have the Mount Forest Optimist Club is holding their first ever teddy bear picnic and youth awareness event. The date, it's going to be held in June. We don't have a date nailed down as of yet. The area of focus is going to include sun safety, fire safety, water safety, bus safety, pet, community, and road safety. For further information, you can contact Laura Cherry. She's the event coordinator. Her number is 519-323-0256. So thank you so much for watching What's Happening in Mount Forest.
The preceding program was brought to you by Wightman TV